mean, that's USA, not NA, so I guess.
Right, if you're talking about USN.
Because it can't be obviously Canadian, right? Because he's in Canada, so.
No, or Geo. But, hey,
all right,
whatever. We're going to jump right into the actual match now. Thatcher banned out here from Evil Geniuses and Reciprocity. What will be their answer back? Montaigne. That is not surprising in the least, especially on a map like Clubhouse. That is... and against Evil Geniuses. They have been playing Montaigne a little bit more now. They did play it a lot in the Season 9 finals. They were hit and miss with it, but I think they did some pretty amazing stuff.
Just enough to make them, you know what, we don't want to take that chance.
We're just going to not.
Yeah.
We're just going to not.
But that means no hard breachers banned for this map, which is something we do often see. So that is interesting that all the hard breachers will be available. And a little bit less intel in that there will be no black mirrors or black eyes. So both of those going to be out of the picture, which means we may see that Monty, we may see some Echo, some other ways of getting drones, really.
So, operator bans done. Where will Evil Geniuses take us first? Looks like it's going to be basement.
All right, Church has been doing a bit better, I think, overall than Cash. I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but it doesn't surprise me to see teams starting to go there a bit more. Then, I mean, we know when the revamp came out, everyone was going Cash for a while, and it seems like some teams have figured out how to attack that well enough that some teams are reconsidering. Fox actually going to switch from one hard breacher to another, and the Kaed coming out from Young should be interesting to see. Instead of trying to deny with Castle Barricades, he's going to try and deny with those Electro Claws, but that's, of course, only going to work on the reinforced walls for them, but hatches are the most important part of that.
Yeah, the basement defense has 3 major hatches. You've got the one by blue, the one by the bar, and the one in kitchen. And if you can deny 1, maybe 2 of them with those Electro Claws, you can work wonders. However, while the Thatcher is banned, the Maverick is not.
And that's the thing, is they 6-picked both of those, so.
And on some drop-downs, Maverick cannot get the Electro Claw, but on others he should be able to. So it's going to really depend on how Evil Geniuses choose to use those Electro Claws and how Foxay is with that Maverick Torch as well. And this is important. He can open up the drop-down despite the Electro Claw. So there you go. He can bypass them, and sometimes he could just shoot them. We'll see what happens, though, moving into the round, depending on how the defense and attack operate. Now, that's interesting. We also have some server reinforcements by Evil Geniuses, which suggests a top floor roam, and you can see that there is indeed one roamer upstairs.
Well, interesting. They're just going to open up dirt very early into the round there. That's a little surprising in that they might have wanted to save in case, you know, they had a hatch they needed to open in the case of situations where the Maverick dies early or they just don't have an Electric Claw they have to deal with on it.
Trying to bait out a C4 here from Foxay as he opens up the drop down. There it is. Good situational awareness there for Foxay. Good game sense to avoid that C4 and expect it. Oh. The impact, though, to get the other side of the drop down is going to make Foxay's life very difficult because now he has to contest with somebody trying to shoot at him. That's going to be Canadian.
Well, it's definitely going to be the case where you can take advantage of being able to stand up here, and that's just good use of Maverick. But looking a little sloppy as Young's trying to just do whatever he can to make this hard.
I wouldn't call this sloppy from Foxay necessarily. I would say that he's contesting very difficult angles.
Yeah.
And opening up that drop down with a Maverick is not something you usually see any teams attempt. Like, it happens, sure. It's just a bit of a rare thing.
Well, this is a demonstration exactly why.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to accomplish. EG are making this very difficult for Foxay. And look, half of the round has already gone by. Yeah. While we've been watching this happen, other things have been going on, like the roamers are still, I believe, persisting for Evil Geniuses. Yes, indeed, they are. NVK by Garage. He's going to be such a powerful force later on. The focus here from Reciprocity has been really... Well, I mean, it could work against them is the point I'm trying to get.
You know what Fox is doing. The question is, what is the rest of the team doing right now? They could have even been pushing dirt or something to put some pressure on Arsenal to make it so it was harder to deny the Maverick working, but it just seems Retro's going to spend his whole time guarding him.
It looks like we've got some drop downs open. Mark setting himself on blue. He can solo take that blue as a Capital. The drop down in kitchen has been opened up. And how long did it take?
Well, practically the whole round.
2 minutes, 10 seconds.
Oh, the goo mine kill. Canadian's going to feel good about that one.
That's unfortunate for Mark, that's for sure. 40 seconds left for Reciprocity. Do they have the utility to get in through the church wall that they have control of or not is the question. Will Thermite be able to open that up? Oh no! The IQ gets into sight, flanks Canadian, but Canadian has excellent reactions. Great call there from Young, and Evil Geniuses have full control of the situation. MVK starting to bring it back to sight. The kitchen drop down is open, but how much use will it be in a 2 versus 5? The retake here from Necrox is going to result in 1 kill. Will it be 2? No, Foxay gets 2 for himself, and MVK looking for the next fight. Tempted plant here from Foxay. He might have to stick it. So little time, he can't go for a second. So he's just gonna, stick it down. But it's a pre-fire from MVK and an easy round for Evil Geniuses.
That is definitely going to be unfortunate for Fox, who spent the whole round opening that drop down to get down and get some kills off of it and attempt the plant, only to not have any teammates left alive to help him do that. It calls into question, though, that strat in terms of what the rest of the team is bringing while he's setting that up. It seems like they just ended up desperate at the end, but also some good plays and some desperate plays. The IQ running in there was, it's a great opportunity to try and take advantage of, but because nothing else was going on at that time to really distract them, it was too easy for them to pounce on, and Canadian was on top of it, as you said, probably a call out there to help with that.
So I expected at the beginning of the round when they opened up Dirt Tunnel that the strategy from Reciprocity would be to force Dirt. Once they have Dirt control, then distract the players underneath Kitchen Drop, then easily open up the Kitchen Drop down with Maverick, and then they would have at least probably half the round to attack at that point. Instead, they opened up the Dirt Tunnel and then didn't push it. I'm not saying pushing it's going to be easy. Evil Geniuses were playing a SAS operator with a shotgun in there, either mute or smoke, and that's a very tough nut to crack.
I also had the ADSs as well.
In that situation. So a really good setup from Evil Geniuses, but not a lot of bite from Reciprocity in that round, I gotta say. Anyway, moving on. And just another point that I failed to mention. Reciprocity didn't clear out the roamers.
No, that's why I question what they were doing with a lot of that round.
It's a clubhouse basement defense. We've been through this. You clear out the roamers. That's step numero uno. And if you don't do that, if you don't do that, it becomes very difficult to win an attack, no matter how you look at it. Unless you're absolutely tearing apart the anchors, and you're not going to get that time advantage that you would have. Like, let's say you get a pick early on an attacker. And then you can hit on the site. Well, I mean, that doesn't matter if your focus is to open up the kitchen drop down and you have so little time, because with time, that value of that pick dwindles.
Yeah.
Anyway, round over. Reciprocity now have to attack onto Jim. It won't be a cash defense for round number 2. This is interesting.
Something interesting I think they could take advantage of here, I mean, it most likely won't happen, is the fact that Fox could burn a hole in that first castle barricade on the Jim window. Then you could have the Zofia hit that second castle barricade through the hole, so they don't necessarily have to open both of them right away. Just get a line of sight.
What? Well, that's an interesting new one. Never seen that before. I'm guessing that has something to do with cameras and quick switching to other things.
From the drone, potentially. Oh, there you go.
Yay.
The world comes back. It's like Wizard of Oz here, just switching between the two.
That's sick. All right, so we have regained color. 2 minutes left in this round for Reciprocity. They are now trying to open up the jacuzzi balcony. They've got the Maverick, so this should be doable, but oh no. It's an Electroclaw, not a Bandit battery. That Electroclaw could be anywhere on that wall. Reciprocity won't know where until they check it on the other side. Yep. So it could very well be that the Maverick has to Maverick trick this wall. And what do I mean by Maverick tricking? I mean you open up all of the bottom layer of the reinforcement, all of the top layer of the reinforcement, and then it just pops out of it.
We're calling that Maverick tricking now.
Yeah, it is called Maverick tricking. Yes.
That's fantastic.
And then with that, you can open it up the wall with a skeleton key because it will become soft.
Yeah.
It looks like that's going to be what Foxay is going for right now. There you go. Maverick trick wall. Congratulations. Thermite's going to start opening up with his rifle. And here comes Buck. There you go. Bam.
Right on cue. It still took quite a while, though. That's the only problem is, of course, had he been able to take it out a little bit earlier?
It's 2 minutes, man.
Yeah.
2 minutes. So, Reciprocity in a difficult... Is this the...
That's what they want to see.
Oh, all right. Well, we're back in it. Reciprocity in a really difficult spot, given they only have a minute to attack this, and they've only opened up one half of that jacuzzi balcony wall. Great job there from Evil Geniuses to pick Kaid and also ban Thatcher. Now another wall confronts Retro. Will there be an Electro Claw is the question here. No is the answer, and the wall gets opened up. As you can hear the explosion.
Ooh, and a bit of damage taken as well, I believe, from probably the person on the other side of the wall. And that's a down and a kill there from Laxing on a Necrox, I believe, in Cash. A nice kill there. And then Young just about falls as well as almost NBK. There we go.
And Evil Genius is falling apart one after another. Young on the floor, and it's just Geo in a 1 versus 5. This round definitely looked really good for Evil Geniuses not a few moments prior, but now it looks really bad. Diffuser down, though. 10 seconds left. Can Geo stay alive? No. No, he cannot. Mark with the Firebolt placement to cut the rotation off will finish off Geo as he attempts to run into Workshop. And Reciprocity will take their first round here.
Nice little Geo barbecue there at the end. It's that's one of the benefits of the way the Capital Bolt works now, the way it spreads.
And persists.
You can definitely take advantage of situations like that. And it's good on them knowing that that was going to be potentially him in that position, either that or just cutting off the doorway as well. But it definitely worked. And it was a nice peek by Geo. It definitely tried to make the most of it, but too little too late at that point, too much control. And well played by Reciprocity. Yeah, they took a little bit extra time to be able to open the wall just because they had to deal with the Electroclaw placement. But did it, like you said, in 2 minutes still, had enough time to make that play happen. And then Thermite being uncontested, opening the bathroom wall, I think was a big help as well, doing a bit of damage with that, and then just forcing them into positions that could be fired at from windows, as well as a lot of extra pressure from flanks.
So, Evil Geniuses learning from their mistakes, going to a different bomb site. It's good to see. You love to see it. And Cash, next site here for EG. So, Cash usually the either primary or secondary site for most teams. Usually not the tertiary site, but here it is as the third. I think EG were just trying to trip up Team Reciprocity. Didn't work. There was a really valiant effort by, again, the Kaid on that jacuzzi wall, but after so many picks from Reciprocity and then no answer back from EG, they couldn't bring themselves back into the round. So EG gonna have to show us something different here. Interesting fact, they are playing NVK on Maestro in the garage. Now this is usually not a great position for Maestro to play for one big reason, and that's because his backpack goes through the catwalk. Like, it clips through the catwalk, gives away his position from down below. But as long as the garage itself isn't opened up, that won't be a problem. Another reason why it's bad to play a Maestro here is because he's, of course, the Capital, but that applies to everybody.
Yeah.
Doc is often brought to play the garage because if you get away from the Capital bolts, you can heal yourself up. Or if you get away from somebody holding an angle on you, you can heal yourself up. And that's what makes Doc so great. But not going to be the operator brought here from EG this time around. It's going to be Maverick tricking again for Team Reciprocity here on, this time, the server wall.
It looks like he was trying to wait for the timing of his teammate's positioning to be able to set this up, but of course he doesn't want to wait too long because this takes some time to do, but then of course they're going to have to open that up with either the Buck or the Zofia afterwards. But it looks like the Buck is the one to be able to do that, just like with the jacuzzi wall. But this combo seems to be working out fairly well for them. They just need all the rest of the team in position to capitalize on this.
Likely going to be both of the server balcony walls this time. Nice shot from Canadian. Skies goes down, and that's the Buck eliminated, which means that this balcony wall will be that much harder to open up. And VK will be shut down by a Retro from below. Two very close friends, but not so at this level of play. Gotta get it done. Retro, good kill there, and the first for his team in this round. Much more efficient round than usual here for Team Reciprocity. Yeah,
they seem to be on top of it for the most part in terms of, you talked about how powerful that Capital Firebolt is on that catwalk, and that was exactly what happened there, pressured him off into the fire. The only real thing not going to plan was losing Skies, I think.
Well, definitely not great. And good aggressive angle there from Canadian to make that happen earlier. Canadian's still up. He's got those little tallies there in the middle of his health. You can see that he's still up because of that, but as you can also see, he's on very little HP.
Yeah. He definitely could use that Doc you were mentioning earlier.
That would be a viewer useful operator right now. Retro goes for the cross and starts to plant behind server. Will there be any denial? Yes, indeed there will, but it's a missed C4 from the Pulse, who gets quickly shut down by Foxay just after. Young gets 3 frag, but it's going to be a forced rush here from Young, and that will be unsuccessful. A second kill for Canadian, and he starts going for the retake, but is shut down by Laxing on such little HP. It was unlikely he would have survived. Netcrocs in the 1 versus 2. He'll have to fight through a crossfire to make this round happen. Nearly impossible clutch, but it's possible all the same. And it's not 2 kills for Netcrocs. It's the final there for Laxing in the end, and Reciprocity take that round home.
I like the flexibility of Reciprocity's attack lineup that they have. It seems to be exactly whatever they need for the given situation to be able to take out, whether it be Jim or Cash. They have the Maverick to be able to help open things when they're Electroclawed. They have the Buck to be able to finish the job on that. They have the Capital Bolt to be able to force positions to wherever they need them to be, along with the Zofia as well to be able to help with that. It just seems to be such flexible utility for them they seem to be able to get the job done no matter what EG is setting up, and I got to say that's part of why they're able to win those last 2 rounds. EG, on the other hand, are still putting up a good fight against them, especially Canadian, trying to get some of those kills, stopping the push in. But it just seems that EG players weren't at the right place at the right time to win a lot of those gunfights. You saw the smoke cutting off one of those rotations for the plant, for example. It's just the timing not working out great for EG, and possibly lack of intel as well not working out great for them at all times. I mean, they do have some of the intel operators being played, but Valkyrie is banned, so that is something they're going to lose on, as well as Mira, like I mentioned earlier. So that lack of intel is going to work against them, and we see Reciprocity just capitalizes on that.
I also think it has to come down to how easily Reciprocity was able to get the pick on MVK inside of Garage.
Yeah.
I mean, again, not an easy position to play with a Capitao, no matter what. There's no other way to put that. If Capitao is in play, Garage Balcony is really hard to hold.
And that's slow trying to run away.
You know, that might be a big reason as to why Evil Geniuses decided to try and defend Jim before they went to Cash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did have Capitao banned in the last match, so it being available here is definitely you can see why he gets banned, because he's so strong at the moment, just because of the way they changed the way his Firebolt works, and it definitely has made him a much stronger operator. Not to mention, they also gave him the scope for his LMG, so that he got kind of 2 buffs there, and that's made him very strong in terms of situations where you need to force people out of positions, cut off rotations, or even just get a kill on someone who can't move out of the rotation, much like Geo was kind of in the previous round on Jim. They're already getting some good map control quickly as it's basement. Now this time, they're going to need to make sure there's no roam play happening, that no one comes up from downstairs, that they can control the top floor, because that was, as you mentioned, a big problem for them last time, not to mention their inability to open the hatch in any kind of timely manner. So time management, a big factor here, I think, for Reciprocity on this particular attack. See if they can pull it off this time, but I feel like with the confidence and I'd say speed they showed the last 2 rounds, I expect this to be a stronger round. You see, for example, Fox instead focusing on the hatch here instead of in kitchen, and I think that's probably the smart call. It's just because, well, I imagine they're set up to counter again if he tries to do the same thing.
Well, he's going to open up the bar hatch first thing. Probably the right call. It's a lot easier to open this up. He's going to open up 2 drop downs with that Maverick blowtorch and see if he has enough for that later, if he even goes for it. Church Wall, of course, could be a big focus there for the Thermite of Retro, but the Mute Jammers might be a big problem in that endeavor. Ooh, a nice pick there from Skies onto Young.
And that's going to take one of the decent guns out of play, as well as any Electro Claws that might have been able to get used and picked back up.
Yeah. It's interesting how Evil Geniuses continue to rotate who's playing what operator. Young playing on the Kai, where it was Canadian earlier.
Yeah.
1 minute left here for Reciprocity, but they do have the man advantage and a decent amount of control. An exothermic charge as well. That's going to be going onto the Church Wall in all likelihood. Necrox frags back, but MVK frag back in turn, and oh, it's 4 for Skies total! Laxing the final kill, but what a push in the main hall from Skies! Got just the end of it there, but beautiful job to the IQ.
How does he get in there twice now? Because that's exactly what he did last time. They can't seem to contest that hallway well enough.
Yeah, so the person who has been holding the hallway has been Young. First time, he just barely missed the IQ pushing down that main hall, but he managed to make it work in the end because he called it out to his teammate, and Canadian, his teammate inside of Church, reacted as was necessary and got the kill on the IQ. This time around, who died first? Young.
Yep.
And when he died, no one was watching the main hall. Allowed for an easy access point there for Skies, and following that, Skies puts 4 on the board.
Yeah, they almost needed an evil eye to watch that hallway.
I mean, I'm sure that would be helpful. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you only get so many. Either way, though, the very good capitalization on that by Skies.
I mean, he didn't just capitalize on it. He opened up the opportunity. He picked Young early on, on a very tight angle there with IQ. Then he's like, hang on, Young's the hallway cover. Pushed hallway and got 3.
Yeah. That Church was pretty easy for him after that, because he obviously has got the 3 speed in the gun to just truck on in. We'll see, though, how this round will go out. As we've seen these teams kind of adapting to each other so far. It seemed like in this case, EG was able to defend it successfully the first time, and then we saw Reciprocity. Very good adjustments in the way that they played it this last round. So the question is, who's going to do the better adjustment this time? Now, of course, it's in EG's court to try and make the adjustments to what Reciprocity did the previous round. But they're both going to be thinking about each other in terms of what are they likely to change so that they can deny it or make things happen. Whereas the lineups aren't really changing too much other than Canadians swapping off the Pulse and instead going back to that Legion that worked so well for him that first round. But I don't know if that'll be a huge difference maker. They're just going to have to play this smart. But it does look like they could be setting up for some roams upstairs, potentially, as they had all the holes going down there, or could work upwards as well. So that's the real question. Is it going to be a situation, again, where Reciprocity don't clear roamers and then just kind of let them run around?
Yep.
All right.
They've already committed to not clearing roamers again.
It's like Skies was like, hey, I got in there easy last time. We should just all rush in, and then Fox dies.
Yeah. Well, the smokes and the bolts are coming out here. Reciprocity are certainly going for a rush. It looks like it's going to be an Arsenal rush. Retro finds himself in sight already. Young needs to hold this down, as does Necrox, but he doesn't know there's someone so close. Young covers Necrox. Mark and Skies, though, getting their own kills. Mark looking for a kill on a box, though. It's going to be Canadian to win that out. The rush not working out so far for Reciprocity, but still winnable because they've been fragging back. Slow, just a little bit of a lull here for the action. Canadian gets another one for himself by a great position on one of the farther boxes. Laxing now the last attacker. Knows where Canadian's playing, but can't find anyone else. And Canadian gets his yet another kill. There you go. What a lockout from EG. An attempted rush there from Reciprocity, and, well, it will end their streak. Reciprocity had 3 rounds in a row, and now Evil Geniuses get their second total.
Well, I got to say, that rush was definitely a bad call there. They were not adequately prepared for that. It's a situation where they needed to know that they could take that hallway successfully first. Pushing right into it and just thinking smoke will do everything you need to do was not the right call. But I got to say, though, a lot of what helped EG was simply the boxes. Those like cargo boxes in Arsenal, there were so many times where line of sight was covered for them and they were able to get the peek outs into hallway that they needed, or even Retro pushing in from the side. He wasn't able to find him till it was too late. Just the sheer amount of cover that they had just playing at that back of Arsenal was all they needed to be able to stop that push. Not to mention the initial kill onto Fox, pushing too aggressively in the hallway. Just, that was not the play for Reciprocity.
Yeah, certainly not. I think it was their confidence manifesting after having won 3 rounds.
Yeah, I guess you can't blame them in that sense.
It would, you know, yeah, kind of makes a little bit of sense. I mean, they felt they could take it, but yeah, there's a lot of cover in Arsenal and a lot of potential for EG to retake in that situation. Canadian found himself in a power play position, and he played powerfully. There's not much else to say. So, Evil Geniuses now an inch away from getting an even split here on defensive Clubhouse. So that's not ideal, of course. Technically speaking, if you look at the track record over the last few seasons, every map is defender-sided. But at the same time, Clubhouse is one of those slightly more so than usual maps.
Well, EG made one adjustment this round that I've already seen that was something that would help with what happened last time they played on this. They put the Electroclaw on the bathroom reinforced walls instead of worrying as much about the outside jacuzzi wall, which they still might Electroclaw. But that was the big problem last time, is once they got in, Thermite was able to just open up that bathroom wall. This time, Maverick would have to come in and start trying to blow torch the bottom of it first with that Thatcher ban. And that's a lot riskier than just walking in with a Thermite while someone's covering the hallway.
Looks like it's going to be Maverick trick here for Fox A. Again. This Thatcher ban and the Kai play here from EG is actually really tripping up Reciprocity. It's been slowing them down a lot, and I mean, there's not much else to say. It's a good job by Evil Geniuses to ban that Thatcher. The Maverick play from Fox A has been excellent, but at the same time, just efficient job there. I will say that it's odd that they should choose to Electroclaw the cache wall and not the jacuzzi wall, but the second Electroclaw is instead placed on the far wall inside a bathroom. So I can see that, that makes sense. It's just, well, then they can Maverick the bathroom wall, and that's really good because they don't need to open the bathroom wall necessarily as much as deny bathroom as a position that you play as a defender, right?
Yeah.
And they can effectively do that with Maverick as soon as he rotates over. But he's busy right now cutting off a rotation by Workshop. Or he's not going to be able to necessarily get the kill, but he can call it.
Something different they're bringing as well as Skies is actually playing the Nomad instead of the Buck this time, so that should be helpful in terms of stopping a rotate, because there's only a few ways to rotate around. If, for example, they go to plant in Gym, which they need to take this Evil Eye out first, though, in order to do so, and that's going to be most likely Laxing's job to come in there and hit it with the Zofia, but he is not there right now, so they've got a minute 12, though, to make this happen.
This is definitely doable here for both squads. I mean, that's what happens when you have 5 men alive and a whole minute on the round. Barbed Wire by the main stairs, going to result in Sky's actually getting
What?
neck rocks? What? How does neck rocks lose that? Canadian will get a refrag onto Mark, but that is unfortunate. And here's what I was talking about earlier with the Maverick. And it's going to actually work against Reciprocity. Canadian, you absolute beast. How do you make it happen? Reciprocity, in a great position after picking off Necrox on the main stairs, will find themselves faltering after opening up the bathroom wall and getting punished by Troy Canadian.
And that's the problem, is holes work both ways, and Maverick is no better demonstration of that. It's definitely something where we see a lot of people firing the, oh, that was close for Skies. You got one freebie, you're not going to get two.
And that'll be Laxing the last live yet again. 17 seconds left. It, I believe, is impossible for him to actually get to his opponents at this point and kill all 4 of them. But hey, we're about to find out.
That's
2 Legion traps are going to make that a lot more difficult. The Nomad air jab will get 1 kill for Laxing, but not a second. Evil Geniuses, an even split in the first half.
Definitely some good adjustments there by Evil Geniuses that round. Yeah, they lost some fights they probably shouldn't have, like Necrox on the stairs. But nonetheless, Canadian turning that hole into a death trap, that was what really changed the round for them. They're losing their Maverick to be able to open it up more, losing a lot of their key fragging power coming into there. It was just not a good position to be in at that point. The air jabs were nice for trying to cut off the rotations, but they still couldn't seem to manage to control those stairs regardless. Big problem for them. We'll see, though, EG going with Maverick as well is a Lion. Potentially, now we saw that abused quite a bit by Shuttle last match, but Canadian's going to think better of it and just teasing it, I suppose. And going to go over to the Zofia, something we saw them need on Reciprocity as well. So almost the same lineup as Reciprocity was using, with the difference of NBK being on Ashe.
No, the Monte not being here because Reciprocity Bandit is probably going to hurt Evil Genius's attack ever so slightly, but I'm sure that they have plenty of other strategies up their sleeves for how to attack this map without the Montaignes. Of course, it's not integral to the way that Evil Geniuses plays necessarily. It's just something they're capable of doing and doing very well. It'll be a basement defense here for a Reciprocity, and it's pretty typical for your first defense. Sometimes it's cash, like we talked about earlier. The overall operator selection is interesting. We've got the double projectile soft destruction in the Zofia and the Ashe being brought from EG. All but one of the available hard breachers, Habana being excluded here, and Capital, who has become integral everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because Capital is one of those, okay, he's one of those very, I guess we could say, shockingly influential operators is the way I would put it. Like Mira, but the difference between Capital and Mira is when you set up a Mira, you have to step around the Mira. When you bring a Capital, he can just influence things. And you can make strategies around your Capital, but you don't have to, which makes him kind of just like an operator you always bring.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 3-speed with some decent guns as well, and that certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah, if he's banned, then oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, one thing that will also hurt EG here is, unlike Reciprocity, they're not bringing the IQ, which means Laxing's Echo, if he plays it smart, could be useful in denying the plant an extra bit of time along with Fox's smoke. And of course, those electric claws trying to slow things down as well. But it's a case of where they might just be able to find Laxing and take him out, or just be able to find the Echo drones themselves. Retro holding a very tight angle there, hoping to catch someone coming down blue.
He's not going to get it just yet, but it's still possible. MVK is going to readdress this angle, and you can see that Retro has information, likely from a Yokai drone, onto the top of those blue stairs. He keeps going onto cameras, so yeah, it's probably a Yokai drone above Geo right now. He's guessing the very same. Ooh. Mark's going to take down Canadian with a C4 there. Good use of the pulse. No IQ in play here for Evil Geniuses.
That's diffuser dropped as well, which is, it's not in a crucial place or anything, but that's certainly going to slow it down because someone has to rotate to pick that up now.
This angle here from Dirt Tunnel is going to try and deny MVK, but will be unsuccessful. Retro is on the same angle, though, so might not be the end of the world here. MVK is in a very good position to find an opportunity onto this Jaeger. He's going to try for it. The drone to distract. The Jaeger will rotate. The firebolts come out. Will the barrel be spotted? It will, and that's a nice kill for MVK. He addresses Dirt now, expecting the angle to be played, and it is indeed by Laxing.
Now the only problem for Laxing is if he gets in a firefight and dies early, he's certainly not going to be able to do any plant denial. I mean, his Yokais could still be used as cameras at that point, but it's a tough spot to be in.
Laxing trying to deny the push from blue into Armory, or from blue into Church. That's his main job now after Retro gets eliminated. Now, the Pulse still calling out a lot. Despite losing the C4, he's just an information operator now. Foxay is going to get Young. That's a good job from him, but NVK still in blue, and the smokes will cover his ingress, and he'll be able to get one. Laxing, though, refrags there onto Geo. VK still persisting in blue, and Necrox inside of Moto. It's a decent crossfire situation, but they're actually going to go their separate ways. An interesting call here made by NVK, but it'll work out as he gets almost two. But his teammate shut down, and Reciprocity will take their first defense.
And that's how you deny plant with Echo. Shoot the people trying to plant.
It is one of the ways that you could do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well played, though. Some good adjustments there in positioning to NVK's aggressive plays on in from Reciprocity. It did almost result in their death, though, just because NVK was able to play that so aggressively and get some picks. I mean, it was a lot of patience on blue, though, to push the Jaeger on the generator in terms of waiting. He could have pushed him at so many points up to that while the drone was harassing him, but waiting till the firebolts were coming out to distract and focus his attention on the stairs was a smart play. He was able to get it at an angle where he didn't have to worry too much about the crossfire from Dirt just yet to whip around and pre-fire Dirt. Still could have died during that, though, very easily, had the shots come out from Dirt sooner. Ooh, Mozzie coming out here from Laxing.
Not too surprising. Talked about this before. Mozzie, a good operator. Shotgun secondary, that's a lot. That's a huge boon for any defensive operator, and definitely inside of Pro League or any competitive setting. C4 to boot, so you've got that potential vertical destruction. Information operator, which means he can assist his own vertical destruction and denial thus underneath a site or above a site even. And on top of that, he's got a decent gun.
Yeah, and there's a few choke points on this map, like the stairs, for example, that you know that they might be rotating drones up of, but unfortunately they waited a little too long. NVK managed to get it up.
Yeah, he's literally a better mute when it comes to drums.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, mute does more overall with those jammers, but Mozzie is better at denying drones going through doorways because they're instant instead of, well, not instant, they're just less delayed than mute jammers. You could jump over a mute jammer, you can't jump over a pest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to make.
It's definitely going to be something that could be really helpful if we can get him in the right spot at the right time. There's the use of the shotgun as well, setting up those rotates, saving an impact grenade at least in some spots. Ooh, there's a pest warning right there on NVK's drone as well.
That's actually huge. That just saved... Well, it cost Evil Geniuses a solid 15, 20 seconds. Yeah. They're going to need to get that information somehow, some way.
Yeah.
And it'll probably it's going to force EG to.
It almost matters a bit more too with the Thatcher ban.
Yes.
Now they can't get to that pest.
I mean, would you use a Thatcher EMP on just a pest too?
No, if there might be other things around in that, because it does have a fairly decent radius.
It's definitely something you could do, but it's not something that you would have to think about before actually committing to.
I just mean as more of a consequence of trying to Thatcher something else. That's definitely not going to happen now.
Sure. EG looks like they're going to try and Maverick trick the balcony here. It's dangerous. You see, Retro's trying to punish the Maverick. You know, you can get that bottom layer on Repel and be safe, but you can't be safe from the smokes, the gas canisters, rather, from Foxay.
Yeah, they're just trying to slow him down as much as possible, at least since Necrox just needs to get this open with a reasonable amount of time left to make some use of it. But they also don't have the buck to be able to open up the wall more like we saw him doing with Skies combined with Fox before. So they're going to have to use some more valuable soft destruction. They did actually bring the first Habana here from Geo, so we'll see if that gets used, but this seems like it could be problematic. Are they gonna not try and rotate through it because they don't have a ton of soft destruction? I mean, I guess they have the Ash as well as Zofia, so
they're using the soft destruction that they have available. It isn't the best thing to use Ash charge or Zofia charges on, but it's something. And there goes your Zofia. So lots of utility just lost thanks to that aggressive play from Foxay on the gym balcony. Only a minute here, but a decent setup from EG. And a nice shot there from Geo, though he does get refragged by Laxing playing inside of Cash. Laxing is going to be in a very powerful position moving forward. He can flank from server and can come back to site in a vicious way, creating crossfires with his teammates. It's going to make EG's take very difficult. Second gas canister comes out here from Foxay. He should still have one more left, though that could have been the last if we didn't catch all of them. Yeah, still one more on the board. And here it comes in the last 40 seconds.
And you see that drone as well was taken by Mozzie right there.
Calling out information this whole time. Retro still alive on top of main stairs. Great position for him to deny the push into the hallway. The jacuzzi balcony wall is open, but it's not easy to push into as an attacker in this situation. Foxay and Retro doing great teamwork here. And it's going to be one kill for Skies, one for Foxay on the balcony, leaving just MVK, who gets shut down by Laxing. Again, that very versatile player inside of Cash. So, Reciprocity, that's 2 in a row. Their defenses are looking just perfect.
it really seemed like EG just didn't necessarily find any good opportunities to push from. You had, for example, the Habana opening up some openings on the other side, tried to rush in with the flashbang, got hit by the trade. I mean, they did manage to kill one, which was, I mean, honestly, he probably shouldn't have got that, but he did manage to pull off the one. But still, they just seemed to try and do this kind of split push. They didn't have any kind of strength on. The Castle actually playing on the stairs, Castle barricading that window seemed to keep him alive long enough to continually harass the players on that jacuzzi wall, which I think really paid off. Not to mention the fact that, as you mentioned, they couldn't drone over there because the pests stopping a lot of drones coming from drone holes and things like that, actually capturing a drone to have that extra bit of intel. But Fox played it so well with the shotgun and then the early gas as well, trying to slow Necrox down. Overall, just, I mean, a good set of teamwork from multiple sides. It was crossfires on both sides of the defense.
Good job for both teams. I mean, it's what you expect to happen, right?
Yeah.
This level of play, crossfire is a big part of Siege, and the efficiency at which you establish it can dictate your efficiency as a team. Now, it's going to be a cash defense here for Reciprocity. They are perfect in the second half. One away from match point, as you can see. Evil Geniuses faltering on attack. Their operator selection has been pretty consistent, no, not perfectly. This time around, they're bringing all 3 of the hard destructors, as they did, I believe, the last round. Though they didn't the first... What? Yeah, they didn't the first time they were on attack. Evil Geniuses really favoring the explosive soft destruction, along with all of, again, all of the hard destruction.
Just all destruction.
Yeah, it's a pure destruction lineup. That's accurate. They have other functionalities, though, outside of that, just on an individual level. I mean, we've got, like, lots of 3 speeds with great at fragging, plenty of flashes, of course, and they should be able to take these sites pretty decently well. The Electroclaw is going to upset this take very little, considering the plan from EG was from the get-go to Maverick trick the wall. There was a little bit missed there from the Maverick Necrox. He did, I think, miss just a tiny bit on the bottom, but hopefully he went back to get that. Guessing he did. Fox looking for a run out, and he's not even going to need a run out. He'll get an easy kill there onto MVK. Very nearly whiffed it, but he managed to make it happen in the end. So yeah, that's great. No Claymore on the wall on the door, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, he didn't go outside.
And that was important too, because that was going to be some of the soft destruction that could potentially help open this wall once he gets out. There we go. That was also his cover was the Ash, but that doesn't matter. You were talking about the difficulty of playing a Maestro up there, but they're not applying enough pressure to the garage so that Mark's able to play freely. However, Geo...
Insight?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, okay, it looks like he walked in through Workshop, is now trying to cut off the rotation through Workshop back into Sight. The wall isn't open. Wait, is it? Is that the Electroclaw effect on an unreinforced wall? That's weird. Wonder if it's actually effective. Sky is trying to retake from Master. Will be, well, he will win the fight against Geo. Surprising. Well done to Skies. DMR Shotgun working wonders. Canadian will shut him down, though. Definitely a huge loss on the side of Geo. Young rotating over to the server window. Powerful position he can play. He's trying his best to shut down some of the rotation from Garage, it seems. Plenty of time here for EG to make this attack happen. I'm guessing Reciprocity are going to get aggressive again, though. I mean, it's been working out well for them so far.
Yeah, I mean, they have full health still in all 3 defenders. They have some time advantage. And Mark, well, just evening things out. It's all down to Young, but already picking up Laxing. Doesn't matter.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, nice holdout there from Reciprocity, and that is a match point. And a confirmed either win or draw for Team Reciprocity. Evil Geniuses will not be able to take 3 points away from this one.
Yeah, and flawless defense. So far, as you mentioned, they've defended all 3 times successfully on all 3 of their sites. I don't imagine they're going to go to bar, so we should see a repeat.
So you could see that the strategy for Evil Geniuses in banning that Thatcher and then picking the operators that they are picking is not working out. No, it's not. It's not working out. Obviously, it wasn't tested, I guess, against Reciprocity, but they hopefully will adjust. They are ever so slightly right now. They're bringing a Capital. They're 6 picking into an IQ. Okay, so the adjustments are in. That's good. The Echo being brought here from Laxing. You need to bring an IQ to deal with that. Smart, love it. Evil Geniuses are always good at adaptation, but. Yeah. Is it too late? Because I mean, we're right next to the end here, and this is Reciprocity's best site.
We know EG could actually get some points here because they're not at match point, so they're not in a position to choke it out just yet.
at least there's that. Though it's not really something to write home about.
No, definitely. But I do think there's a possibility, jokes aside, that EG can come back at least a few rounds on this, if not bring it up to a tie. Because like you said, they're good on the adaptations. They are adapting, and not just being able to see the Echo Drone with the IQ, but also being able to spot Mark potentially. Chances are he might be the fully reinforced wall in church where most pulses play, but you could also potentially spot him and even take some damage off on him through the floor on kitchen if he's trying to play that. For example, when you're trying to get Necrox doing some Maverick work on that hatch, for example. So could be useful, but they're not actually bringing a Kaid. So they're actually going to just kind of leave those hatches reinforced, and that will leave the opportunity for Thermite to be able to get them as well.
You can expect some impact tricking in Arsenal to try and deny the kitchen drop down at the very least. But the Moto drop and blue drop will be nice and easy to open up. So, Evil Geniuses. 2 hard destructors. No Hibana being brought. It's going to put pressure on the Maverick, of course, to open up a lot of these drop downs. Young likely to save one of his exothermics, probably for Church Wall. We'll see. No Bandit being brought, no Mute being brought. There's absolutely no hard destruction denial on the side of Reciprocity apart from the impact tricking, but that doesn't necessarily line up as hard destruction denial as much as it is a versatile tool.
And that seems like a risky thing to do on a bomb site that requires both reinforced hatches staying intact for as much as you can get away with, as well as church wall, for example, or even the dirt wall. It's just they're not doing anything to stop that. So they're going to have a plan in terms of how they're going to frag back once those walls get opened. And at that point, you just have to count on those walls being opened and hatches.
Geo is the perfect operator and perfect player, I would say, to take control of blue. C4 comes out here from Mark, and it will miss. Nice attempt there, but the Canadian moving just a little too fast.
Yeah, you're not going to hit a 3-speed motion.
Uh-oh.
Oh, see, this is what I was worried about for him. That's going to be some damage potentially. But nope. I think it just hits the middle bars instead.
Nice try there from Canadian, and Mark will move to somewhere much safer. That's Church to try and gather information. Laxing gets the first kill of the round on MVK, so a nice pick there from the Echo, likely into blue oil pit tunnel, as he is playing inside of dirt. Very long angle kill, I'm guessing, through the wall and all the way in by, yep, there it is, oil pit. Cool. So, nice shot there from Laxing, and Evil Geniuses, where once they had control of blue on the basement in the first time they attacked this site, now they don't. And the first time EG also didn't win, so not having control of blue is going to really hurt their odds, especially considering how much work MVK did there last time. Now, the Pulse is calling out this push right now, and the Firebolt is actually going to work against Young. That's unfortunate. Refoxe has pushed the main hallway. He takes down Geo on the main stairs, and he's just looking for more, but he looks the wrong way, giving away his position and then not actually trying to take down Young. Curious, considering Mark was calling that out the whole time. Exothermic charge will go off on the wall, but it will be denied. Likely from an impact inside Arsenal. Young will take down Laxing, though. Nice job to him. He looked like he was about to die there, but he didn't actually. Skies will take from Arsenal into Church and get one for himself, and also down Young over by the Church hallway. It's looking desperate for Evil Geniuses on match point for Reciprocity, and all they need to do is wait 8 seconds. Young going to, or rather, Sky is going to down another. Young gets picked up, but will be finished off by Mark, and Reciprocity will finish things off there. A really one-sided match overall on Clubhouse, a 7-3 victory for Reciprocity, and Evil Geniuses, their strategy with the bans there and the operator selection just not working out so great, and overall not being able to handle the aggression from Reciprocity.
Yeah, it just seemed like every time that EG were making some progress, that's when a member of Reciprocity would show up. They would pop up just in time to take out one member, and it was kind of a picking off one at a time against EG, but that's exactly what they needed to do. EG's coordination just seemed to fall apart, especially on their attacks whenever they were doing that. I mean, that was flawless defenses.
It absolutely was. Reciprocity, again, most of what I would say about that for Reciprocity is their aggression really stood out. Evil Geniuses didn't seem ready to deal with that. And whenever EG would lose one of their tools, for example, the push from Oil Pit into blue, that's NVK, when that happened, it just seemed like that entire half of the take would fall apart. MVK, as a solo player, cannot be half of your attack. Because establishing crossfire between Moto and blue or Church Wall and blue is when that's your strategy, the blue part is important. You know, you have to invest in that a little bit more. Yeah, you got to do both parts. If you're pushing in from just Moto, then that leaves really simple really simple denial for Reciprocity, I guess is how I would put it. They denied the exothermic charge, likely again with an impact, although we didn't actually see that. And then from there, it was just, what are you going to do? You're going to push the main hallway in Moto? Well, too bad. We already have full control of the main hallway and Moto in that last round. That's all Reciprocity we're doing. And
it was surprising considering that last round they didn't have anything to deny walls getting open or hatches getting open. They just, come on in. It's a party. But speaking of parties here, we've got an interview here from Reciprocity. We'll see who we're talking to. Hopefully Fox here. Oh. All right.
Not Fox, unfortunately.
Hopes? No, that's good. Some variety here. I think we've all seen Fox about as much as we could take anyways.
Yeah.
So good to see you here on stream. How are you feeling about how that match went down?
The pre-match, I guess, map ban phase and kind of op ban phase kind of was a mess. I think it was kind of a surprise to both teams, but I guess during the map, it kind of went according to plan.
Speaking of which, in terms of plans, were you guys prepared for the Thatcher ban that came out for EG? Because it seemed like that was part of their plan, and you guys didn't seem to struggle with that.
Well, so here's the thing. We weren't expecting Thatcher. We were probably expecting Cap, but it just so happened that we were kind of scrimming against the Thatcher ban all week on Club. Just by coincidence, not on purpose, but it didn't affect us at all because of it. I think that kind of helped.
Well, that's good. I mean, despite it not going down how you wanted in terms of maps.
Yeah.
Now, you guys weren't able to attend Milan, as well as not in the Vegas minor, so you guys have had a bit of time to kind of really look at what you did in Season 9 and prep for it. What have you guys been doing during all that time to be ready for Season 10?
Well, right after we didn't qualify for Milan, after we qualified for the USN LAN, we just took like a good 2 to 3 week break, kind of reset, everyone kind of refreshed, and moved into the team house, kind of reworked a lot of strats, and just been grinding. I mean, we're really excited to grind this season, and I mean, we really want to go to Japan. That's kind of our goal. So.
And do you guys think that the moving into the team house has helped the team synergy at all? I mean, this is a team that, when they were under Cloud9, also had a team house, and so are obviously used to living together for the most part. Obviously, there's been small roster changes, but is this something benefiting you guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So here's the thing. The first split of Season 9, we were in the C9 team house back then, and we're kind of a very emotional team, so we kind of feed off each other. Whereas the second split, when we were kind of transitioning to the Reciprocity team house, which we're now living in, we kind of struggled that second half. We didn't have the same synergy. We weren't feeding off each other like we used to, and now we're kind of back on track where we want to be.
Now, you guys have had kind of this rivalry going back and forth with EG in terms of how you guys traded the wins last season. You guys have been able to take down EG at LAN before. Is this a big victory for you guys, winning this match against EG again today? Does this mean a lot for you guys going forward confidence-wise?
Yeah, I mean, whenever we play EG, we kind of focus up like a little bit more. Like, we know when we play EG, we have to kind of be on our game. But it's good to get, like, in our opinion, the hardest match out of the way first, and come away with a win. And then we have another tough match Wednesday against Rogue, but this is definitely a big win under our belt.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. You guys were definitely not the community favorite for the community vote, but I think you guys are going to be gaining ground there. So to all those fans out there, hopefully some of those new fans, after seeing that match, do you guys have anything to say?
I mean, we welcome all new fans, and hopefully make all our current fans proud. And we just want to do our best for them.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here on the interview as well, and look forward to that next match on Wednesday. You guys have definitely got a great start so far.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
So, really one-sided victory there for Reciprocity. It did seem like they were very prepared for the Thatcher ban, given the fact that they were, well, I guess, inadvertently preparing for it over the, leading up to this match. So that's, wow. Unlucky for EG, I guess. A really interesting match overall, but we will have more for you guys after this short break.